Hello. No rest for the
No
weary.
rest.
We give the people
No
what they
rest.
want, man.
I'm literally sick. I didn't sleep all night. I'm like 2 hours sleep. It's going to be your best shot in a while at being right at things. So you should take advantage.
We got 2 hours sleep and some questions about Elon. So everybody buckle up. This is going to be chaos. But you know what? It's the liminal space between Christmas and New Year's, and people want their podcasts. And so here we are. Here we are serving the community out of the goodness of our hearts and for sponsored dollars. You know, two things can be true. Two things can be true.
Ideas in my head at the same time.
Yeah, you're sick. I got thrown up on yesterday. Like plug your ears, friends, because it was like a full gallon of vomit onto my body. One of the children was resting on my lap because they have been sick. With a fever, and then out of nowhere we went from fever to Ralphing, and I got Ralphed, and it for long time listeners, you'll understand I wear gloves when changing diapers because I have a delicate constitution. I'm a sensitive young man, and for 4.5 years I've been wearing gloves while changing diapers. So that should give you an indication about how much I like vomit being on me. And however much you think I like it, it's less than that. And so like I'm in there. I told the other. Fortunately, it was one of the 4-year-olds. So I told the other 4-year-old, "Go get mom." And she was like, "I don't know where she is." And I said, "Just yell, Mom!" And so she came running and took the child that had thrown up. And I immediately left, went downstairs and got in the shower, clothes on, just got in the shower and clothes on because I didn't want to like pull it over my head and get it on my face. And so clothes on, rinsed it all off, took the clothes off, cleaned myself up, put more clothes back on, ran upstairs, and that was my yesterday. Ho ho ho, and a Merry Christmas to you all.
I feel like you should have done some of the puke cleaning while you were covered in puke.
The problem is I was like sopping wet.
You were dripping.
And I was gagging.
Bust loose there. You held it together?
I almost did. It was really bad. So
see, I don't care about
I came up and helped clean.
Whatever. Poop on my hands, poop on my body, whatever. It's not my favorite thing, but like I don't need to take special precautions. But the puke, I got the weak constitution as well when it comes to the refluxing.
It's all bad.
Of the smelling the puke and all that stuff. I'm not good with that. So that's one where I understand.
It's all bad. So welcome back to Mostly Puke.
But you're not
sick, a lot to talk
so you're not sick out. Well, you feel like a lot of people who have gotten this recent flu here are puking with it, which I don't like a puking flu. It's not where I'm at.
Yeah, we did the flu test and everything came up negative, but like, boy, it feels like flu, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't want
any belly things.
Yeah, I just don't want it. I just don't.
So far, so good. I feel like you would have got it by now if the puke got you. I would think
yeah,
so.
you
Usually those belly things are not like they don't hang out for like a week before they hit you. It's like just goes around fast. Maybe it's a little kid thing. All right, so we're doing predictions this week. We got a bunch of questions.
We're doing predictions.
I don't know. Is there anything else we need to cover? Should we jump in?
We should probably just jump in. Let's just talk about what we think is going to happen next year.
Let's start at the top.
With the caveat up front that we are podcasters, so you should take this very seriously because once you become a podcaster, you know everything about everything. Before you're a podcaster, you have like an area of expertise. After you're a podcaster, anything is on the table. Global politics, yes, for sure. Centuries old battles between nations, that's all mine. Like everything. So take this all very seriously and probably invest money.
Now, to be fair and sort of interestingly, I think a lot of people in our circles are on the same wavelength because these are like 80% like AI adjacent.
They are.
Type
they
questions.
Sure are.
So yeah, but there's a few other things mixed in as well. But the people, that's what they have on their mind. The people, some of them are scared, some of them are excited. People, this is what they're talking about. Some of them are both. All right. Will we have humanoid robots? Kind of open-ended. I assume they mean in 2026. Humanoid robot 2026.
In homes in 2026.
I mean, there are some of these already, but I don't think when I think humanoid robot, not just one that like putzes around your house and can't do anything. Like I'm thinking iRobot, right? And I don't think we have iRobot in 2026.
I think in 2026 we will have at least a small amount of consumer deliveries of humanoid robots.
But I mean, there is that crazy one that's out now. Like they will deliver this thing that looks like a humanoid to your house. I agree that will happen.
They haven't done that yet.
But I don't think it's going to be useful.
Okay, then we're on the same page.
Like, whatever. I can
Oh, that's a totally different question. Totally different
make
question.
it out of clay and it's humanoid and whatever. Like, it has to be able to do stuff.
But it's not a robot.
All right. So yes to humanoid robots, and we keep it.
I think a company will deliver humanoid robots to consumers. Yeah. Now, I don't think they would do that if it wasn't a useful humanoid robot, but that's not part of the prediction. The only prediction is one of these companies that like has announced pre-orders already, for example, will they deliver to a consumer?
I don't think Tesla's going to do it, but I think one of these other whatever that thing is called,
somebody
the
like
midget
that
robot thing, that thing will probably ship. All right.
All right, same page.
Aaron,
we got a long way to go.
It's going to be boring if we agree on everything. Will Aaron get kicked out of the Aaron Francis Studio of Light and Sound for turning it into whatever whatever it is now?
Turning it into a fire hazard and a classroom.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying no. I'm going with no.
You've already passed the test.
I don't think
twice.
I've already passed. Although they haven't done an inspection since the classroom was built. But that's benign. That's just like
wall.
A freestanding chalkboard that's kind of weird. Yeah. Like, this guy's an idiot.
Way that gets
but the dangerous one is already eluded
the legit
detection.
Fire hazard where someone cannot escape a room.
Yeah, for sure.
Is already in place.
Yeah.
I don't think they're worried about.
Yep. I think I'm good. I'm in the clear.
Let's see now, people. I'm sick, I'm coughing. I got the cough drop in, but it's gonna be a long episode. All right. What will software dev look like at the end of 2026? This is, I believe, by our friend Jesse Hanley.
I think it is going to look a lot more like what the Uber nerds on Twitter are doing right now, which is opening the IDE fewer times and prompting more from like standalone tools. So I think we've gone through the phase of tab completion. I think we're graduating out of tab completion and we're going more fully into manager of agents. That's my prediction.
I haven't even thought about tab completion in months.
Antiquated, right?
No tab completion. Yeah,
wasn't it adorable? It's like, oh, it completed a whole function for me, brother.
Tab completion.
I got news for you.
Yeah, I agree. What about? I think it was maybe even getting a step above that. So do you think like? Okay, so you think it's just there, like you're the same devs, but now you're operating at a little higher level of abstraction, or do you think there's more radical change? Like you need less devs, or you need more devs, or whatever. What you do as a dev, like, does it move so fast that like even that is not what you're doing anymore, and you're inputting more just like higher level ideas, and it's figuring out how many agents to spin up on it, and it's it's building stuff fairly autonomously.
Maybe it's a lack of imagination or a instinct for self-preservation, but I can't see the abstraction going too much higher very quickly. I still think you need to be a developer to do this stuff well. And that could change. I'm totally open to being wrong. I have been wrong once before, and this could be my second time of being wrong. I'm open to that. But I don't see like, hey, Siri, build me an app coming anytime. Oh, that actually activated.
Uh-oh. Everybody's mad at you now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad, dog. I don't see that actually happening anytime soon. I think what is going to happen is senior engineers are going to have to move up to managing agents and coordinating like patterns, architecture, infrastructure, deployments, that sort of stuff, and less on let me open up the editor and write some code. I think this is just insane to say, but I think that is just going to go by the wayside. Let me open up the editor and write some code. I think it's just going to go away.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna go away, but I think it's like something that once a week you're in there because like you want to see how it did something. Like mostly I use it as I'm reviewing if I need to like mostly I'm doing GitHub desktop, but if I need to like drill down through to like a function or a blade template or something that I'm in the editor. So it's like the once a week kind of poke in there. But yeah, I think I generally agree with your take. And actually Aaron Levy, is that his name? The Box CEO. He had a really good thread yesterday or something, whatever. We can try to link it in the show notes. And, I like being right. He agrees with me
You do?
basically exactly with, like, the whole idea of, like, you're probably gonna need more software developers because now there's more so all these niches and edge cases and things that should be built
Yeah.
but made no economic sense to build before. Like, now they do make economic sense, and he has some really good examples of, like how in the 1970s, you had, like, a couple 100,000 marketers in the country, and if you told somebody like, "Oh, boy, it's gonna be this thing called Google Ads," and like you explained it to them, like the obvious answer would be, "Wow, all these marketers are gonna go away because like Google is gonna let you reach
Sure.
customers very easily and directly, and you don't need a marketer to be in the middle of all that and blah blah." But in fact, there's like over 1 million marketers now, or 2 million, or whatever, right? So there's like a 5 or 10x increase in marketers from the 70s, even though we have all this technology that makes marketing more direct and efficient and all these things, which I thought was a very good example because it's like the same thing. Now you could be more direct and efficient and multitask and all the stuff. And so it's just leveling everybody up. And then hence we should need more of them. So that's the optimistic take, but we will see.
Yeah, I think we're okay on software employment or engineering
At least for
employment
2026. Yeah.
for
We're
now.
only going 2026.
Yeah, I think for
Yeah.
2026. Yeah, I think for 2026 we're okay. Um I do think, and I don't think any of this applies to like FANG companies. I don't
Right.
know how they work, and it's not really that
Mhm.
interesting to me. But I think for the average company, I don't think team sizes get very much bigger. I think
Well,
they
he's
get
saying bigger.
smaller or they
He's
stay
saying
the
bigger.
same. I think there could be more teams, and maybe that's a FANG thing. But I think an existing team should be able to ship probably an existing team that's using this stuff effectively should be able to ship 5 or 10 times faster.
Yes. But that also means, well, first of all, there's a couple things his point was, which I agree, which is like bugs you didn't fix before get fixed. Things,
Correct.
pages of
Totally.
the website you didn't bother to build out before get built out, right? So there's stuff that's
You
work
know that
exactly.
intimately. That's what you've
Work
been
is being
doing.
added. Like,
Yeah,
yes, the
I
website
agree.
for HelpSpot is now a humongous website with all kinds of stuff
Yep.
because I've expanded the scope. Because while it will now take me more
Mhm.
absolute time, I am getting so much more accomplished in that absolute amount of time that it is worth
Agreed.
expanding.
Yes.
So I think you have, so there's that, which like the existing team is going to do more of that. But then you have,
Mhm.
like, let's just use HelpSpot. I don't know if it's going to be, it's not going to be HelpSpot in 2026, but maybe let's just, for example, say, now we could do live chat and social media integration, which is something I never took on because
You good?
it's a whole big thing and it's lots of complication and whatever.
Yep.
But hey, maybe now we can. Maybe that gives us more customers. Maybe now we have more money. Now we can do more stuff. Now we need more developers to do more stuff. So I think there is that like economic, there's going to be the phase, I think, where everybody's like, oh, fire everybody. A little like the CEOs are a little bit like, oh,
Right.
now we don't need so many people. But the thing is, if it's just making more money, you do need more people to make even more money. So yeah.
Yeah, I think there's two laws. I think Parkinson's law is the work expands to meet the time
Right.
allotted to it, and part of that
Yeah.
feels right. Like you have a week to do work, and so you're just gonna do like you're not gonna ship 5 times faster and then only
Right.
work 1 day a week. You're just gonna ship
Right.
5 times
Exactly.
more things. So that's
Yes.
Parkinson's law. But then the other one that is maybe applicable, I think, is like
Mm.
Hofstadter's law, which is it always takes twice as long as you expect, even when you account for Hofstadter's law. So it's like a recursive thing, and so some of that is also
Yeah.
true. Like because as you're in there, things are going faster. You're just like, well, let me just pick off one or
Right.
two more things. I'll just add this. I'll just fix this, and then it's like been a week, and you still haven't shipped it because now you've done 10
Yeah.
times the amount of work. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay in terms of engineer employment for a while. I think there will be some structural changes, whether that's like number of companies that pop up or team
Yeah.
sizes or whatever. But I don't think the absolute desire for software developers will go down. That's
I
my
agree.
guess.
All right. Will Ian ship
All right.
outro? What's your take?
Ooh,
Juicy. Me
I'll let
first?
you
All
take
right.
this one. You first.
I'm
I don't want
gonna
to
go
poison the
yes.
well.
Yeah.
You're gonna say yes. Do you want to put a timeline on it? You want
2026.
to put
That's the
a
timeline. That's the timeline. 2026.
What does ship mean to customers, to anonymous people
To
on the
some,
internet?
not just like friends and family, to a rando stranger can sign
But
up.
a,
Yes.
a
Maybe
drive-by
it
could put
has
a credit
money,
card
maybe it
in.
doesn't, maybe it's complete, maybe it isn't.
Oh,
We're
we're
waffling.
waffling.
But
We're
somebody can, there is a
waffling.
mechanism that a random person can find it, sign up. log in, manage a podcast.
I'll take yes on
let's
that.
go, baby. Let's go.
I won't tell you when in 2026 because we're friends, but I will take yes on that.
Go.
I'll take yes.
Lots of agreement. Will OpenAI be acquired?
Ooh. Boy, that's a tough one. Oh, wow. I think in 2026, my answer is no.
They're way too big. Too big.
They're too big.
Yeah, they're
too
way
big
too
to fail.
They'll be acquiring people before they get acquired. They'd be like, impossibly big to acquire. I think so. Like, maybe not in a couple years.
I think he will drag down the world economy before he allows himself to get acquired.
Well,
that's my guess.
He may not have that power, and when he loses that power is when he will be cheaper to acquire. Like, you know what I mean? Like if Google really steps up, which I think that they are, and have some big advantages in certain segments of the market when other companies are chipping away at it, like OpenAI just is not as big and powerful as it seemed like they were going to be. Yeah. And as we've seen, that like the playing field is so level, it's like it's going to be very hard to have these structural advantages. I feel like it's like we're all on Claude in this dev space, but like objectively, I think in a lot of ways the OpenAI models are better. But it's like Claude has kind of locked us in, and with the app side of things or whatever. So like there's just different ways to compete. It's easy to move between. I just think you're not going to have so meaning like Claude has taken a chunk of OpenAI that you would think OpenAI shouldn't be giving up. That Claude shouldn't be able to take this away from OpenAI, but they are. And like you're going to have that in all the different segments of the economy, and everywhere AI weasels its way into, there's going to be special medical ones, and there's going to be whatever, right? And so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
I think OpenAI could be the Facebook of LLMs, which is like that's where boomer and boomer coded people go to produce slop. And I don't know, Anthropic could be whatever a good version of LinkedIn is. It's like that's what the business people use for code or whatever, spreadsheets or whatever. And then there's a Twitter version. And so I think OpenAI could carve out a niche for itself, but I think they've lost the mandate of heaven on like general AI. I think other people are eating their lunch.
And there's some like, I think they still seem like a fairly safe choice for things like we use them primarily for HelpSpot AI stuff because it's like the API, OpenAI API stuff seems like, well, they're probably not going out of business anytime soon. Like we use Grok for a few things, not Elon Grok, the other Grok, which just got acquired.
The other Grok that just got
basically acquired in a roundabout way.
Fake acquired.
But like that's probably going to go away, I assume. Like, so it's like you use these edge case ones, like, I don't want to build like a business on top of that. So you got to kind of go with Google or OpenAI or whatever.
Do you use any of these through OpenRouter?
No, I should look into that more. We don't.
I just started using OpenRouter for like application side stuff. Obviously for local stuff, I'm using the subscription plans. But for application side stuff, OpenRouter is great. You build a little Saloon integration, on the Laravel side, and then you're like, you get to go talk to Pandora's box on the OpenRouter side. It's pretty nice.
Is the main thing that it handles like failovers and slowness and stuff, or it doesn't even do that? It's just like one API to deal
I don't even know. That I don't even know. All I know is that I use it for the ability to use specific models for specific tasks, all within the same application. So I can be like, oh, for this thing, it's fast and cheap. Use a cheap model.
But I mean, you don't need OpenRouter for that.
And well, if you're using it across different providers, you do.
It makes
like if you're like, I want to use Anthropics, and then I want to use Gemini, and then I want to use
so just that you don't have to have
OpenAI,
multiple
it makes
keys
that a lot easier.
and like deal with all that stuff.
Yeah. And billing is all centralized. API is all centralized. They paper over some of the weird differences.
I don't know. I don't like this in
unified
between,
gateway,
like in the sense of like what happens when they run out of money. Like there's a lot of what's their pricing power. Like they don't have a lot of pricing power because I could just go direct. And how much more can they charge me over direct? Maybe they're getting some like volume discount on the other side, and they're like making a tight margin.
It is a convenience layer, and so you're paying some amount for the convenience, but it's very convenient.
But if you're doing a lot of money in API calls, like that's minimal, right? You're not, and that's fine for you, right? For small people, it's fine. But like, I don't know how you stay in business that way. You know what I mean? Like
for small, but powerful.
But if
people,
you're a big company that's doing $1 million a year in AI API calls,
you probably have your own router.
Like, well, we build a little layer with AI that takes 10 minutes to like have like a few different options. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, all right, let's move on. Will Elon be the first trillionaire in 2026?
In 2026, what's his
like 400
Elon
billion or 500
net
billion?
worth? Then
$7?
$45 billion.
You're gonna go,
Yeah,
yes. I'm
I
gonna
think
go
he
no.
will.
This will be our first
I think
difference.
they're gonna cut interest rates and just pump this thing to
Yeah.
unbelievable, pump the
I mean,
economy up,
obviously,
and I think his net worth
Elon
goes
is
up
a
with
special
that.
flower, and, like, nobody actually cares what he ships or does, right? And they just, like, are believing, but, like
Whoa,
well, I mean, like, it's like Tesla.
commentary.
Why is Tesla worth more than every car company and many other companies combined? Like, doesn't actually make any sense for what Tesla actually ships, but there's this belief that in the future, he will do something that makes Tesla incredibly valuable, right? So, I don't know. I think that the problem is, while SpaceX is probably growing for him, and I think that number probably includes the current SpaceX valuation, uh,
Probably.
Tesla is probably getting hurt because, like, not allowed to have EVs, and Tesla sells a lot of EVs. So, like, that's the only thing they actually ship right now is EVs.
I think they're
So
making big bets on the
right, but
robots,
that's not
and
gonna be
if they don't
2026
pull that
either, though,
off, they're gonna.
So,
Yeah, I think he'll make it. I
alright,
think
I say
yes. I think
no
the answer
on
is yes. Clearly
2026. I
yes.
think at some point, probably
I think
yes.
just thanks to General Economy pumping and his ownership of General
Mhm.
Economy, he's gonna
Yeah,
pump to $1 trillion, which is insane.
it's fair, but you need to tax these guys a little bit, just a little tax.
I don't want to go there, but it's insane that, like, what's the difference between $1 billion and $1 million? And the answer is about $1
Right.
billion. And then you do, what's the difference between $1 billion and $1 trillion? And it's
Yeah.
about $1 trillion, like about $1 trillion more than a billionaire. King Solomon in all his splendor. All right, what's next?
Alright. What will NVIDIA buy next?
I don't know, because I don't know if they bought
I know.
Grok.
Well, let's
Everybody's doing
count
these
that.
weird
Let's count the weird
backdoor,
backdoors.
gut out the company. I don't know if I know enough to say, but this is a
Yeah,
podcast,
make
so
it
we'll
up.
just go for it anyway. It seems to me like they're feeling pressure on, like, what, I don't even know, the chip architecture side, like the TPUs are really coming for them. So I don't know if they buy
That's what
somebody
Grok
in that
is.
space. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what
that's what
Grok
Grok is.
is. So maybe they keep doing that.
Could they buy a
I don't
foundry?
really
Could they buy
know.
Intel and make it a foundry? Or because, like, they just all their stuff's made at,
Maybe.
Taiwan Semiconductor right now, so
I
maybe they start
know.
building their own stuff.
That's the real
Oh,
sleeper
yeah,
hit
those
is
guys,
Taiwan
genius. We should have
Semiconductor.
been invested in that.
They're just keeping their heads down and printing
Printing.
money.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know enough
Good
about
for
this, I
them.
think, probably, but, I don't know. I'll go Intel.
You're gonna go Intel.
Well,
That's
there's
a
not
big
many other
call.
foundries. There's no way they could buy Taiwan Semiconductor there, so, like, I don't know. I don't know what else there is to buy. I'm sure they'll buy some other stuff, but I don't know what it is.
They're gonna buy a bunch of other stuff. There's gonna be some sort of weird acquisition merger.
I mean, to be fair, they're
thing
not
with
actually buying
somebody.
that much right now. Like, they've done a lot of investments in things, and there's this whole circular
Right.
weirdo investment thing going on. They haven't
Mhm.
actually bought a lot of
All that
stuff
funny money.
necessarily, but, alright. Will we stick with Claude?
I think we'll waffle,
Yeah.
as one does, but I think on average we will stick with
I think
Claude.
so.
I think Claude is the one that is most focused on developers.
There's a lot of subtleties in there that people seem to have a hard time copying. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think we'll stick with Claude. And I think they're gonna come through pretty soon. I don't think we have any questions on this, but with the stuff we actually need, like, build me the looping agents, let me just have it in there. Build me the issue tracking, let me just have it in there.
Give me
Give me
infinite
infinite
memory. Yeah.
Give me the concept of, like, a project and where there's memory in it and stuff like that. Like, I think we're gonna get those things, like,
Yep.
in the first 6 months of 2026, and then I
Yep.
think, like, that's the stuff that really locks you in. Like, now I'm using these tools. The tools are part of Claude Code. Maybe OpenAI comes out with a slightly better model, but, like, all my stuff's in Claude Code in this format,
All
and I
my
don't wanna
stuff, all
move
my
it. Yeah.
commands and
So
everything. Yeah.
there's a lot of lock-in at
No, I
that
feel
layer,
it.
which is smart. Like, there's no lock-in at the inference layer, but there's a ton of lock-in potentially at the software layer. So I agree.
Right.
I'm in with Claude.
And I just have this pet theory that, like, you could use Opus 4.5 in Cursor or Open Code or whatever. I have this pet theory that it just
No, it
works
does.
better in
I don't
Claude
think that's
Code.
I think that's true. Because
That's not
it's not
crazy.
people think they're just shoving all the stuff to the LLM, but they're not. Like, there's tons of app layer code that's, like, deciding what to even send to the LLM, and there's some
Yeah.
magic in there that's not so even though it's open source, so you would think it would be easily copyable, but every time I use another one, it's not as good. So
it's just not as good.
I totally
it's just
think
not as good.
I think that is an important distinction because they are doing different logic there of what they decide to send the LLM and how they send it and blah, blah, blah. And I do think Claude right now, at least, is better at that than the other tools in my jumping around.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, only one disagreement, and it's like kind of a fake one. All right, let's keep going.
I know.
How many Laravel news will we each do? This is a big one.
This is a big one. I'm going to broaden from Laravel new to say project new.
In spirit.
Because they're not in spirit. Spiritually, there's only Laravel. In reality, there are some other things.
It doesn't do everything yet. You know, you got some other needs.
It doesn't do everything. Have some other needs. I'm going for myself. Now, will they all ship? That's a different question. But how many times am I going to sit down and be like, let's fire it up? I'm going 12.
Look at this guy, 12.
I'm going one a month,
might get nothing
baby.
Done. He might get nothing shipped this year, people. Laravel, you guys
get everything shipped.
I'm going to get everything shipped. Too much. 12 Laravel news. Okay.
You Laravel new sequentially. I Laravel new in parallel. So you do outro over and over and over, and I do just random crap all at once.
So my honest answer of me by myself, just me as an individual, Laravel newing, I think it might be 0. Yeah. I'm leaning towards 0. But
no fun.
You know, I might hedge a little bit and give myself like 1 or 2.
You're the Laravel new guy. You invented Laravel new. You popularized it in the community, and you're going
you gotta let
0?
your ideas run free. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it goes.
You got to kill your darlings.
I
is what you're looking for.
2 or 3 ideas
crazy.
I would like to see exist, but I would want to do them like either with other people or like something like that. Like, I don't want to be the person doing it necessarily at the Laravel new level. So I'm not counting those. So I don't know. I mean, right? I gotta do a couple. I'm sure.
Sad announcement.
My inclination right now is like, I got a bunch of HelpSpot stuff going on. I want to get outro out. I don't see myself having a lot more time than that. Like once I get outro out, I want to like do a podcast tour. I want to do some marketing. I want to do some stuff. I mean, I guess there's.
What is all that business stuff? You could just do another Laravel new instead.
The AI dev was going nowhere fast. I'm trying to go somewhere fast.
Oh, man. Wow, this is
mind-blowing.
Devastating news.
Now, this is not really interesting, though. Yeah. Let's go reverse. So how many do I think Aaron's going to do?
How many?
I think Aaron's going to do.
How many Laravel destroys?
No. How many Laravel news?
Okay, I see. How many Laravel news for the other side? Okay.
So I think what you will do. You have a lot on your plate already, but you like to do new stuff. I'm going to say, I'm only counting stuff where you're actually trying to like build the completion and finish something, right? Like not like just whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Not like something where you're just like doing something little, for example, or something. No. 12 is probably a pretty good number. That's what I was thinking. I was like, do I go 20? I'm definitely not going less than 12. I'm going to go 20. I'm going to go 20.
20.
I'm hoping
20.
It's not 20, but I'm going to go 20.
Nah.
All right.
I think 20 is closer than
all right. What do you got for
sure? Me? I think you're gonna hit.
Okay.
4.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think you're gonna get bored.
I think especially back half of the year. Back half of the year.
I think you're gonna ship all this Help Scout stuff, Help Spot stuff. Nope, wrong one. That's been on your brain for like 18 years, and then you're gonna be like,
get outro out.
And I think you're just gonna be like,
I'll get outro
you're gonna get outro out.
And then maybe I get bored.
And maybe you fire up like a marketing engineering thing for outro or for help, whatever, which one.
There could be some stuff like that.
I think 4. I'm going 4.
It's not crazy.
So 4 and 20. So between the two of us, we got to hit 2 a month. We got to hit 2 a month to hit 24. I'll carry the bulk of it. I'll put the team on my back, but I need you to pick up a little bit of slack.
You're kind of inspiring me here. All right. There we go.
Doesn't
take much to twist my arm. We got Claude.
No.
We got time. Sort of.
That's the thing. You got Claude. You got tokens.
I got unlimited
Get in the token factory,
unlimited power.
Get in the token factory.
So I did.
Also, I am not burning through my 2x holiday. Yeah, I'm at like
2x
19 or 20%, and it resets on Thursday. So between like actually being a family man and the 2x, I may not.
Wow, this will be the first week in a while. I forgot about the 2x because yesterday I was in the mines and I had 3 going at once. 2 in the same project, and that 2 in the HubSpot website, and 1 in, I've been moving all my stuff to Obsidian, and, like, and I've tried this before and it didn't work, but now it's all clicked. I got Claude in the middle of it all, and it's like, boy, this is
There you
it. We
go.
are firing. It's so good with Claude. So I went out doing some stuff in there. I had a lot of stuff grinding. I had a big project in that where I was going through a bunch of files and adding some meta stuff, whatever, blah, blah. And I thought, man, I gotta be using some tokens. And I go in there and I'm still only at 6% for the week. And I felt terrible about myself.
I forget they also did a reset. They did like a, hey, sorry about the issues that we don't think actually happened. We'll reset your usage. So we got double bonus here. I want to hear just briefly before we pay the bills about this personal knowledge management system that you're cooking. So what are you doing? You've got all your notes in Obsidian, which is local first markdown. What are you doing?
We're going to hold that till after we pay the bills.
Oh, what a tease. Industry expert. What?
Let's go to the bills. Oh, wait, hold on now, Mr. Bills, get over here. All right, let's start with our friends over at IttyBit.
Mr.
Media
Bill.
APIs for developers. Convert, compress, and extract intelligence data from your video, audio, and image files with just a few lines of code. You can start processing for free at ittybit.com. Check them out at ittybit.com. And OG Kit. OG Kit is the perfect way to add dynamic, open graph images to your website using HTML and CSS. And it recently powered the Laravel Wrapped 2025 website. Little side note, I've seen several people talking about using OG Kit who I know are listeners. So if you found them through us, just let the people know, because
throw us a bone here.
By Flare, which I gotta find the read. Where did they go? Okay, all-in-one error tracking and performance monitoring for your Laravel application. Check them out at flareapp.io/performance-monitoring. And by Bento, the email marketing and CRM platform teams actually love. Send your product marketing and transactional email with Bento, one app, all your marketing needs. Thanks to all the sponsors.
And meta note to the dear listeners, if you do go check out a sponsor or you think about a sponsor because of us, tell them, because podcast tracking is notoriously difficult and we want to keep getting sponsors. So let's surface that kind of like word of mouth stuff to the people that actually pay our bills, so that they keep paying our bills.
It's people, they love that. It makes them realize that their ad money is well spent. And so, yes, that really, truly appreciate it if you do that.
It's all vibes based, and we need to keep the vibes going.
All right. So
Obsidian
is, so it's a bunch of markdown files. That's its deal. It takes this to an extreme, which is maybe a little bit extreme for me at times, but I've kind of made it work. But yeah, so obviously it's all markdown files. So I mean, they've just stepped in shit here, right? Like
it's time has come.
It's like, okay, you fire Claude up in that folder and it can do anything. It can read everything. It can make summaries. It can reorganize it for you. So this is the part where, like, I've been mostly in Notion. Notion has some AI stuff, but it can't like reorganize stuff very effectively and things like that. Whereas this could just use all your command line tools. It can move things around. It's all in Git, which I love. It's like, you hate to do a big move in your Notion, because it's like, well, if you don't like the way it turns out, now you're stuck just trying to move it back. Like, you have no recourse. Whereas this is like, no, I could just let Claude go crazy in there, reorganizing stuff. And if I don't like it, I just kill it all off and restore from Git, and I'm good to go. So so yeah, I mean, mostly I have like ideas, I have like places I want to visit, like whether it's restaurants, hotels, vacation spots, whatever. I kind of keep that all in there. A big thing they added is this thing called bases. So it's kind of like a Notion table. And so that's kind of nice.
They went in on it, huh? I know for a long time they didn't have that.
So it's sort of weird. It's not exactly like a proper database. It's basically a database looking view, but it's still, every row is a markdown file. So it's a little crazy, because sometimes you just want an actual database of just like bits of text, and it's kind of weird for that, because like everything's a markdown file.
Every row is a markdown file.
Viewing your markdown files in a different way.
And then are you mucking about with like front matter?
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's what they use
matter?
for all the properties and everything. Yeah, so I hate that stuff, which is where Claude comes in, right? So it's like, I don't have to mess with the front matter anymore. I just send Claude in there, and it cleans stuff, and it adds front matter to where I want it, and it does all that stuff, and it's great. And the web clip, so oddly, Obsidian doesn't have any AI in it yet, which I feel like it should. And there's some plugins that seem very scary, and I wouldn't touch them.
Super sketch.
So I don't use any of the plugins, but The web clipper, which is a thing I use a lot in these tools to like, okay, I see something, I just like you could click the little Chrome plugin thing, sends it over, uh, has AI in it. So you could give it a key. And so now you could have like commands and everything it makes in the web clipper, like any property or anything else, to run through AI and like make a proper summary right at that time and like decide on the tags for you right at that time and like all that stuff.
And is the web clipper a
Yeah.
Chrome extension, first party by
Yep.
Obsidian?
Yep. So that thing's really good. It's a little wonky how you do it. It's like you have to put your whole prompt in each cell, and it's a little clunky a little bit, but it works great. So I'm fine. I just have Claude in there.
Sounds a little
Yeah, I got
engineered.
Claude Haiku in there, just like picking tags and making summaries, and it works super well. Yeah, so it's great.
I might have to open Obsidian back up. I got on it for a minute, but then every time I try to do one of these knowledge management things, it just becomes grunt work. It's just like, just got to keep up with the system. What's the best system? Invent a new system. The system's not working. Right. It's like, what am I doing here? What if I just forget? What if I just forget things instead of trying to remember everything?
Yeah, I don't like log everything. I'm not trying to be like full second brain guy, but there's just like certain, like whatever you have, like vacation stuff. You have like ideas. Always have like a scratch pad page. That's just like I have a link that I like from the share sheet want to put somewhere until later I can deal with it. Like, okay, I put it in there. I have some ongoing, like some just big idea HelpSpot stuff, big idea outro stuff, kind of like where that stuff lives. Yeah. So I don't want it to be full of everything I've ever written or stuff like that either, because then I feel like it's so much stuff and that's its own weird thing. So yeah, but with the Claude, it also makes it so much more doable because you just be like, go through and organize it all, So
that's one thing I love with the Claude is saying like, not with knowledge management, but with a code base is being like, hey, here's a new rule. Go through and just like check all the files against this rule. And like, you don't have to write, an AST parser, and you're just like, hey, here's the new rule, go. And it just like combs the whole code base. And that just gives me so much, like, it just gives me so much joy because it's never an overwhelming task to like change a format or a style or like an approach. Cause you just give it to it and Claude goes for a while. Down into the token mines.
Why this whole knowledge management thing is working for me so well this past week as I've moved back to Obsidian and I'm on it, because like that's what I was doing yesterday. I was like, okay, I got these bases, which is like row based, looking at all your markdown files, and you could filter. They could be set to like only show me travel ones or only show me whatever idea ones, right? And but since they can't hold data in and of themselves like a normal database, it's like I want like a summary or some more insight. It also doesn't let you put the body of the beginning of the body in there. So there's like I want a little more information.
So it's only YAML.
Well, it's like the name of the file or the title of the file and like any of the front matter stuff. And so I was like, okay, I want to give every single markdown file a summary then. So I just sent Claude into the mines and it like built a summary for every single one and added as front matter, and it's a command now and it can run it once in a while, and any that don't end up with a summary somehow, it just makes a summary. And now in my bases I have a summary and it's like great. I did no work. It took 2 seconds.
And historically, that's where I would have been overwhelmed and been like, F it. Like, I can't keep up this system. I'm spending all my time maintaining a system that's supposed to save me time.
So now it's like you send Claude off and it took me 3 seconds. It's done.
You're convincing me. Yeah.
Change your mind on something, reorganize something. And then Obsidian is really smart in that, like, since it's just looking at the files, like when Claude changes stuff, it just reflects it and there's not like weird in between states or whatever. So like,
and there's no goofy MCP where you're like, it's taken 18 seconds to go back and forth between things. You can actually write like bash, like you can have Claude write bash scripts to do stuff so that even Claude can go faster.
That's exactly what I did with this. Because like the first time through, I was like, read every file. And it takes a while for it to like literally read every file, right?
It does take a while.
So then I was like, okay, can you do this faster with some grepping magic stuff to like only look at ones that don't have a summary front matter? And it can.
Love the Claude. Love the Claude with some magic stuff.
Magic. And so now it just instantly finds files in like, half a second that don't have a summary, and that's it. And it fixes it. So it's great. All right. Obsidian, check it out. It's good stuff. And the mobile app has gotten much better, even since I used it 6 months ago, and the syncing's gotten much better. So it's actually like a much better real solution, I would say, recently.
I have never tried their mobile app.
I need the mobile app. I gotta have the mobile app.
You're convincing me.
I mean, it's not Notion level good, but it's good enough. So, all right. Will the authorities catch Ian for smuggling a human into Canada? No way.
No way.
Easy.
No way.
First of all,
statute of limitations. Statute of limitations. It's over.
That's an easy one. All right. Will Aaron touch someone's shoulder? And I don't know what this means. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a thing I missed. We talk about it on the show and I forgot.
This is niche. No, this is niche. So this comes from dear friend and fellow twin parent Roxy, who came to Laracon. You might have met her. Whenever I take pictures with people at conferences, most specifically with women, I do the Keanu Reeves, which is where I put my arm around them, but I hover. So like, they're like, hey, can we take a picture? And I'm like, sure. And then, you put your arm around them, but I don't touch their shoulder. Right? Out of
what's wrong with society.
And so, no, this is what's right with society.
I mean, I'm not saying grab their ass. If I know, I'm saying, like, I don't know, touching somebody on the shoulder should be okay.
Well, yeah, no. But that's like, with friends, of course I would do that. And now Roxy is a friend, so when we take pictures, like, I'll actually put my hand on her shoulder. But with a rando woman off the street that's like, hey, can you take a picture with me at this tech conference? I don't want to be like, sure, get in here, snuggle up with old big dog.
Though,
So you look up Keanu Reeves, the respectful king, and you'll notice in almost all of his like fan pictures, he has his hand, like his arm kind of around them, but he's never like grabbing the shoulder or like putting it around their waist, obviously, God forbid. And so, I do the Keanu hover.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I can totally see no arm. Like, I'm just going to get in there. Let's lean in and we'll take the picture.
That's what Taylor does. Taylor crosses his hands in front of him and then stands up straight. And then
I see that. The fake hug seems weird to me. It's a little weird.
Love the fake hug. Me and Keanu, respectful kings. Okay. I will continue to do the Keanu hover unless we're friends, and then I will put my hand on your shoulder.
Are a no. You will not be touching someone's shoulder in 2026. I will be touching a shoulder. If you come in, ask me for a picture, and you come in here, then boom.
Even if you don't ask for a picture, he's going to touch that shoulder
anyway. But like,
big
if you
shoulder freak
and you stand touching me, then and like we are like in a group or whatever, it's like then I'm probably gonna end up just touching your shoulder. And I feel like the permission has been given.
Yeah, you big shoulder weirdo. All right, will Ian have more life? Oh, come on. Will Ian have more life and business advice for Aaron? What else is the show?
I'm giving it up. I'm giving it up for 2026. New Year's resolution.
Oh wow, you're letting me run free?
Run free, my boy.
I am untethered. No man is free, but I'm getting close.
We gotta hang it up if this happens. If this happens, the show's over. So that's a big no.
There's a reason the most said word on our podcast last year was Aaron, and 98% of the time it was you saying it, which checks out.
But here's the
my name. But it was almost always an admonishment.
You gotta
Aaron,
understand my motivation, right? I want you to be fabulously successful, right? I want you to exceed my success, which other people around me have done, right? And then I want to just take my small bit of credit for that. I just want to be like, hey, I want the respect. I want the Godfather respect. I don't care about the money.
You want the respect.
I know.
I'll give you the respect. When I far outpace your success, I'll give you.
That's why I'm here.
I'll give you the respect. Nothing but respect. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the advice will continue until morale improves. Yes.
All right. Will we get a Laracon date besides late summer out of Taylor?
You would think so. In 2026. So. Yep, right. I think we will. Right. That's an easy one.
Will the vibes finally be immaculate?
I don't think so. I think the vibes are going to continue to suffer in 2026. I think the chasm between the true believers and the stalwarts is going to grow. I think people will take the AI pill, and some will violently refuse it. And I think the disagreements are going to grow bigger. I think the vibes will not be immaculate in 2026.
Okay. What? Do I think that? I think that's probably true, unfortunately.
We've got a couple of years of pain and turmoil ahead of us.
Let's pay the rest of the bills.
Let's pay the rest of the bills. These bills are paid to you by. That's not what we say. This show is brought to you by Titan. Titan. We build and rescue web apps and dev teams. You can check them out at titan.com, like you would tighten a screw, titan.com. Also brought to you by Nusi Proposals, N-U-S-I-I. Nusi is proposal software built for developer agencies and high-end SaaS sales. Get real-time notifications the moment prospects open your proposal and know exactly when to follow up and close more deals. You can try it for free at Nusi, N-U-S-I-I.com. Also brought to you by TL Draw. TL Draw is if you've ever wanted to build an app that works kind of like Miro or Figma, an infinite, zoomable, multiplayer canvas, but you want to build it in React with normal React components. Good news, TL Draw is the world's first, best, and only SDK for building infinite canvas applications in React. And you can get started for free at tldraw.dev/mostly technical. And I swear to you, if you go to tldraw.dev and you buy it and you don't use our link, you are going to be in big trouble, my friends. tldraw.dev/mostly
I did some TL Draw stuff the other day, and their React canvas is insane. Like, it's very fleshed out, and like I'm dragging some stuff around in a way I just expected to be janky, and it was not janky at all. Yep. And I was like, this is like some real refined software shit going on.
If you follow early, his name is Steve Ruiz. If you follow early Steve Ruiz tweets, like 40 or 50% of the tweets from him, like 3 years ago, were about making the arrows point to the right place no matter what you do. And it's like, dude, nobody cares. And then you fast forward 3 years and you're like, oh, this is inexplicably good. I wonder why. And it's like, oh, shoot, he was right. He was absolutely right.
You know what else I love is how all our sponsors are interesting. It's not like the 10th podcast you listen to that's like Squarespace and Delete Me. It's great stuff you don't hear other places.
I know. But listen, Squarespace, give us a call.
Squarespace money when they show up. But I'm just saying, it's nice right now. Enjoy it, people. It's not the 100th podcast. That's Squarespace sponsor. All right. Will Ian like Aaron's secret project?
I think we're already 50-50 on that.
No. Ian loves the secret project. Ian has some notes about how you're going about some of the execution.
Yeah. Some execution notes.
The secret, well, I like it. I mean, we already know it's a yes. I love it. It's great.
We know it's a yes. The jury is out on whether the launch execution strategy is what Ian would prefer. Yeah. That is an
I think Aaron's going for the big bang. He's a big bang kind of guy.
We're going for the big bang. We create a spectacle. That's what we do.
But I think, it's can we get to spectacle with less work on your part? Is I think, and not that there would be more work, but it would be in different places potentially, utilizing the time differently. But we're not gonna. We can't talk out of school about this right now.
We can't divulge until it's divulged. I will be falling asleep in the token mines trying to make my
Aaron
dreams come
has
true.
committed to a group of very influential people a certain date for this. So we will see if he produces.
I have been berated into committing to a certain date by a group of very influential individuals that love to berate me. But you know what? They do. I am the whipping boy.
Because we love you.
You know, nevertheless, we
just
persist.
want the best for you.
I know. Think, we'll see. OpenAI / Johnny Ive. OpenAI / love from. The device, will it be good? What is
I'm not even sure it's supposed to come out in 2026. I think it might be after that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go, man, it's really hard. I kind of can't conceive of them coming up with something better than the smartphone.
I can't either. And again, perhaps a lack of imagination, but I don't think it will be good. I don't. I think it'll be pretty. I think it'll be novel. And I think it will have a sort of like, oh, this is fun. Like, let's create slop videos of, Ian beating up Bob Ross. And then after a day, it's going to be like, all right, well, that was fun. We're done. That's kind of how I feel like the physical device is going to be. Like, what could you possibly give me that would unseat the utility of a
Like if
smartphone.
I feel like he wants so desperately to get rid of the screen, but it's like the
Oh,
screen is so
love the
critical and
screen.
so flexible. And for many people, it's their only computing device. Like, so now you're
I know,
asking
which
them
is insane. As a millennial, I can't do stuff like that on my phone, but I
yeah, and
know a
you're
lot of
trying to
people
like
can.
move to a world where like now I'm gonna carry a phone and this other device, presumably. I can't
No.
see it.
And if it's an always on listening thing, it's
But
dead in the
even if it is
water.
that, which it almost certainly has to be, there will be an element of that for sure. I mean, the smartphone can just do that, right? Like Apple could turn that on tomorrow.
I know.
Okay. And I mean, it
I
already does
know.
do it,
That's
right?
what I'm
Like it already
saying.
does do it. It doesn't do it to the level this thing certainly will do it. But I mean, it's not hard for Apple to flip a switch and be like, okay, now it listens to everything. It records every conversation if you want it to, and it summarizes
Nightmare
it and
fuel. Yeah.
blah, 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 tracks your location and logs it all in your Obsidian database and blah, blah, blah. Like that's all like very low hanging fruit that they could literally do in a couple days if they needed to, if this thing was so amazing at listening. Like, I don't know. So I'm a no on it. I think it'll be sexy and not that useful.
It'll be
Unless it's a phone.
sexy.
Then
I'll,
maybe it
I'll
will
make
be.
a I'll make a
Hmm.
bold prediction that I think it has to be a
I mean, they've
phone. I think it
said
has to be a
specifically it's
phone.
not, but like, how could it not be? I don't know.
I think they're gonna
Like, it'll be a phone.
say,
It makes
"Look at this
calls.
thing that's not a phone," and then it's
But
a phone. It's like we fundamentally reimagined the phone. It's not a phone anymore. It's like, well, it
here's
sure
the
looks
thing:
like
does
a
it have a
phone.
screen or not? Because if it does, it could make phone calls, of course. But does it have a screen? If it doesn't have a screen, it's not a smartphone, right? So it's something different.
I think it has to have a screen.
It has to, and then it's just a phone, which I think it would be smart of them. Make a great phone.
That's fine. That's fine. Make a phone. Yeah, make a great phone.
I think there's room for better phones that do more and interesting things. I just don't think you're going to get me to
I
carry.
agree.
Yeah, I got a wallet. I got a phone. I don't want another thing that's just like a phone, but not a phone.
No, I'm not going to carry an iPhone and the Johnny Ive device. Now, if the Johnny Ive device is a new and better phone, you might get me. I might do that. But boy, that's a tough row to hoe.
I mean, people,
you know what
the
I mean?
pins. I think people. I mean, we already know people don't really like the pins.
Oh, the pins.
I mean, people tried phones before the iPhone
pins.
too, so maybe there's like a pin that works better. But I don't know. I just don't know if I buy the pin. Glasses, I guess.
I get no utility from a
People,
pin.
not everybody wants to wear glasses. Like everybody can carry a phone. Not everybody wants to wear glasses. I don't know.
I think it's going to be a big miss. That's my prediction. They're either not going to ship it or it's going to be a big miss. That's my prediction.
The only other thing could be if it's glasses where they've really figured out like augmented reality stuff. It's like so compelling that even people who hate glasses will wear the glasses because it's so unbelievably awesome to have like everything there and like whatever. I don't think they're building that though. Yeah. All right.
I don't think they
So
are.
we're a no. Yeah,
That's a no for me.
All right. AI in the midterm elections. Will it be a factor? Presumably meaning
I don't even understand the
fake
question.
videos. Yeah. I assume that's where it's going. Or maybe just AI policy and regulation. I don't know.
When are the midterms?
Yeah.
November of 2026? I don't think deep fake videos are going to play a significant role in the midterms. I do think grievance-based AI is eating the world will play a role.
AI is eating. Okay. Yeah. So
like jobs, electricity costs, land, what am I? What's the word?
See that
environment, that kind of stuff. I think that's going to play a big role.
See, I don't even think it's going to play a big role. I think most people kind of like, I think most people don't care.
I think it's an easy one because it is actually scary, even as someone who is like well poised to take advantage of it. I'm scared, but I think it's an easy like boogeyman. Partially because it's true. So I think it will. I think it will be a big talking point in the midterms. Is like, what are we doing for the people? Like the billionaires are getting richer, the jobs are going away. Whether that's true or not about the jobs going away is still remains to be seen. But it's a very easy talking point, and I think people will talk about it. And to some extent, they should. But I don't know. I think it will be a big role or a big factor.
Not that not that won't be talked about at all, but it won't be like a pivotal aspect of the election. I think it's other things that are just bigger. And people don't care about stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Everybody voted against their own interests in the last election.
Nope. No, don't. We did it. We're done. Will AI cause a rise in interest in analog pre-streaming tech?
Well, I
Blu-rays,
added this Blu-rays, etc. as a like. I figure that's what they're meaning.
Yeah, analog pre-streaming tech. I think there will be a return to some sort of like nostalgia tech. Like there's a new board game. Like, did you see that? Like the digital board game thing where it's almost like a giant screen. And there's an SDK for it, and it is like a board game plus. So you can load different games, you can do interesting things. Like it's not just Catan, it's like you can invent basically new games, and the whole point is, let's use technology to bring humans together. I think that line of reasoning is going to become a lot stronger. I think media's toast. I think it's gone. I don't think Blu-rays, DVDs, Plex servers. I think we missed.
There's an underground
that.
culture of Blu-rays, and I've dabbled a little bit and stuff. So there'll be like the nerd edge case stuff, but yeah, I don't think like
same with Plex.
Like I don't think it's
really
servers. Mainstream. People want it.
No, it's just too like, even as frustrating as it is to be like, oh, let me pay for 8 different apps and then never be able to find anything. It's just too convenient. Like it's just too convenient to load up the Apple TV and
this
just
kind of touches on a little tangent here. My brother, who's a little bit more of an AI doomer than I am, turned me on to this Philip K. Dick. You know who Philip K. Dick is? The author from like the 60s,
I've heard the
70s, 60s, 50s, whatever. Is it sci-fi? Yeah,
sci-fi. Oh, sci-fi maybe?
So he has this, The Penultimate Truth. Okay, he wrote this book. Only a couple chapters in.
It's a great title.
It's unbelievable because it's Philip K. Dick literally describing modern LLMs. Like, literally describing them. Like, like just the first chapter. You only have to read the first chapter. Like, go read the first chapter of The Penultimate Truth. Your mind, I had to reread it because my mind was so distracted by that. He's just describing OpenAI. And like, it's like you have this machine and you feed it squirrel and it writes a bunch of bullshit about a squirrel. That's not really what you want. And so you have to give it more tokens of information. He doesn't use the word tokens. He calls them like segments, but it's that same idea of tokens. And you got to give it more details so it gives more of what you're looking for. It's crazy. And then the guy's mad at it. He hates the LLM because it takes the humanity out of it and blah, blah. He's a speechwriter. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts. It's unbelievable.
Oh, this looks great. We got an underground society of plebs, a society on
it's like
the
a
surface of rich
future.
People. Yeah.
And the LLMs.
Written in 1964.
It's crazy. He literally describes it. The terms, the concept, the whole thing is a modern LLM. It's wild, man. And
cool.
It writes this crazy story about squirrels and blah, blah. Yeah. And part of it then is also like, there's been some kind of war. I'm only like 2 chapters in, so I don't know the details. But like somebody gives him a gift of an old book, this other guy, and like a pre-war type book. And he's like all enamored because it's a book and it's real. It's not a photocopy and blah, blah. So
yeah, this looks awesome. All right. I might have to read that. That's right up my alley.
You're going to be quite distracted in the first chapter because it's like, holy cow, this is just what we're living through right now. And he just pegged it 60 years earlier.
I love a little dystopia.
Yeah.
I do love that.
All right. How long until companies vibe code apps versus buying SaaS apps?
Yesterday?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm a no on this.
John has already done it. John O'Nolan's already done it. And of course he's a maxi, but
John O'Nolan's he's a guy. People like us don't count. This is a question that's like more about,
this is us erasure, Ian.
If you're a company, this is where people got to understand what you're buying when you buy software. You are not just buying the thing software does. You are buying your job security. You're buying something that's not going to get you fired. You're buying support. You're buying a brand, a reputation. Sure. You're buying this thing you can go to your boss and justify. There's all these other factors. And I'm going to vibe code this thing to save us $20,000 a year. And when I'm gone, nobody knows how it works. Nobody knows how it's set up, blah, blah. Nobody wants that solution. It's a bad solution.
Counterpoint. Lee Rob just did this at Cursor. They just moved off of Sanity.io for Cursor, which is a real company. And now he's got kind of like this goofy collection of markdown files as their CMS. So whether it's a good idea or not is perhaps, but again, that's not a real company.
That's a guy who's doing it he's doing it as a marketing gimmick in and of itself, right? He's like, I want to use my own tool to build the website.
Everything is content.
That's fine, but that's not like some manufacturer in the Midwest is not like, let me move my website to markdown files as a gimmick, right? Like So
no, we're never, when we talk about companies, we're never talking about manufacturers.
Those are
in the 99%
They're
on
companies.
XP still. They've got a shop machine that is covered in
where
dust
we need
and
to
grease
get your brain
that
out.
runs Windows XP.
Getting right to it.
No, that is true. They run XP in the shop.
This mindset, because those companies are the only ones that matter. The ones on Twitter are the ones that do not matter at all. They are useless, the worst customers. You want some hospital in Ohio. You want some bakery in California. You want a car dealership in Tennessee. These are the best customers. Never leave. They have money. They pay you all the time. Sir, is a freaking
They will never write their own software.
Nightmare.
They'll never write their own software.
Nightmare customer.
The car dealership in Tennessee is never writing their own software.
I was in Cursor 3 weeks ago, and it had a tab for agents and a tab for editor. And I went in a week ago, and now there's no tabs for anything, and they changed the whole thing. Okay? So they're the worst customer in the world. You don't want them as a customer. I mean, listen, you'll take their money if they show up, but they're not a good customer. You want normal businesses. Those are the good customers.
You do.
That's the thing. You put your mindset.
I agree.
Normal customer. The mid-level manager at some company, his first and foremost goal is don't get fired. I don't want to make a decision that gets me fired. That's number one. That's what I'm buying.
He's not writing his own software. I agree.
He's all the money in the world. That's the money.
I think we will see a rise of commentary on Twitter that says we wrote our own software instead of
I agree.
SaaS. I think that is my prediction. That's my prediction. That's all I'm saying. Well, I'm making it the question.
On Twitter,
that is the question
crazy
now.
Shit will happen.
I don't know what car dealerships in Tennessee are doing. I don't talk to them very often.
Well, that's maybe an issue. Let's get you on the phone with some car dealerships.
That's not an issue. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to them.
Who do they even have there to write this software that's being vibe coded? Yeah,
at the car dealership, nobody. I seed that point. Right. That point is seeded. I am saying yes and improv. Yeah. Yes and I am saying on Twitter, we will see real companies, whether you like them or not, real companies saying, we looked at Datadog. We looked at, in this case, Sanity. And we decided we need 1/50th of what HubSpot offers. And so we wrote it ourselves instead. That is my prediction.
Do you know how many licenses of HubSpot I've sold to companies who built their own help desk software? Like, this was a big thing. Before the AI era, this was a huge thing in like the mid 2000s. It was like, we built our own help desk software. The guy left who wrote it. It's all falling apart. We don't know what's going on. We're moving to a new solution. Like, this is what happens.
Based on the context of the argument, I'm going to say a lot of licenses.
A lot of licenses.
Am I right?
Shoot,
I knew it. I called it.
And this is where like
I knew it wasn't going to be a few, because then that would have undermined
This is where the AI doesn't
point.
change any of that, right? Because at the end of the day, somebody has to drive the AI. So like, yes, the AI would make it easier for you to maintain this on your own if you were so inclined. But a lot of companies are not going to be so inclined. So that's the thing.
I agree.
Some people will. Of course, some people will do this. Of course, some people will. I don't
some people will. That is my prediction. Is some people will.
I don't think that's really.
Took us 18 questions to find a disagreement,
really
but we got
the
there.
Heart of the question, though. I think the heart of the question is an implication.
I'm reading the letter of the law. That's what I'm reading.
Are going away because everybody's going to vibe code their solution.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think SaaS apps are going away.
Who's going to win the World Cup? Finally, big question that you probably have. I don't know. Do you follow soccer at all, or you're out?
No, I only follow when the World Cup comes on. I'll watch every, all 32 games or whatever. But I don't have the time or energy to follow up until then. So we'll just pick a big dog. We'll just say, we could say Spain, England, Germany.
I don't know if Messi's playing. Are we going Messi?
Outside chance. Argentina. Yeah,
I love Messi.
I feel like England always, condolences to the Brits. I feel like England always gets close and then has some sort of epic failure. So that sucks. USA doesn't stand a chance ever. We think we will. We're like, this is our year. And then we get eliminated by like Ghana in the round of 16 or
How can we not produce soccer players? Every kid plays soccer.
Football.
Is a football player the same? I mean, I feel like there's such different body types. I guess
yes, but the money is in football, and so the money trickles down, and so all the if you're a freak athlete, you're gonna go.
I think
even
baseball sucks up a lot of people because it's like you have the minor league system and whatever. There's a lot of thousands of people in there. Yeah.
Yep. So I will go with I'm gonna go with Germany. We'll just pick at random. I think it's
The
gonna be
only one I
Germany.
even care about is Argentina because I just like Messi. I think he said he wasn't going to play though.
I think he said he wasn't going to play. You got to go out on a high note. And boy, there's no higher note than winning, moving to America, getting stupid rich again, and then just like
so
chilling
he probably
out.
won't play, right? So then, well, Brazil?
Yeah.
Brazil usually has a good team.
They're always good.
Germany,
They're always good.
Brazil. Can we go France? Is it like they got that Mbappe guy? He's pretty good.
Mbappe, he's real good. I like him too.
I'm gonna go France. Yeah.
You're gonna go France, France and Germany. Those are good picks. Those are strong picks.
But
France and
with
Germany.
the asterisk that if Messi's playing, I'm going Argentina. But that's unlikely.
That's fair.
How will AI shape the future of learning? Now we're in your wheelhouse here, buddy.
Now we're in my wheelhouse. You hit us first because I got a lot to say.
Well, this is fascinating. I have an example from yesterday. So you may have heard the government of the United States made drones illegal. Okay.
Heard.
So I don't really. It's not
foreign
really
made drones.
That's that there are only foreign made drones. So
sadly,
I don't really understand how the drones are going to undo their little arms to actually fly and attack us on their own. But apparently, people think that's possible. So fine.
Lack of imagination, Ian.
Drones are legal. So I was like, all right. For a while, I've been thinking about getting one of the drones that has a really good camera because I have some interest in doing some photography in the drone sphere. So I was like, I better buy this thing because they're illegal soon. So I bought a drone. And I was like, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about the drones. I've had a little shitty one for a long time that I barely use because it's shitty. But, there's like height restrictions. I actually live near this county airport. I have some other weirdo restrictions I have to deal with and whatever. So I was like, I got to figure out how to do all this stuff. So there's a photographer guy I found, blah, blah. He has a course on how to photography with drones, both like the actual photography as well as like the regulatory stuff and like how to deal with all that stuff. So I bought this course. I just like snap bought it, $200. And I could have gone to Claude or OpenAI and been like, tell me everything there's about drones and let's go through a million things, blah, blah.
Yep.
But I was like, I just want some videos and I just want a guy who's done it for 5 years and I just want to know the details. And I'm going to pick and choose. I'm not going to watch all 50 videos, right? I'm going to watch 5 of them probably or 10. But that's what it is. So I'm not totally pessimistic on the learning. I think the AI is going to change it, but it's not dead. There's still people who want different forms and factors and human interaction and all this stuff.
Okay. I like that. That is congruent with my perhaps more pessimistic view, but it is congruent. I think what you're describing is you want someone's taste, perspective, experience, and prescription, right? You want somebody to say, I've done this. This is good. You should do this. So you're looking for a prescription. Do this based on my experience. I think that will remain. I think that kind of education is going to continue to be popular. Like, hey, I've done this a bunch of times. Here's how you can avoid all the pain that I've gone through. I think that's fine. And that is what I hope to offer some of at Database School, which is like, hey, I've read all the docs, but I've also experienced a lot of these things. And listen, when you get here, you want to do this, not that. I think the thing that is like dead and done and over is like how to implement logins in Laravel. Like that, I think is 100% dead. So like the cool low level, like how do signals work in Angular? I think those are over. I think it is just, I think it's gone. Like you even look at like YouTube content, I think is kind of a leading indicator. It used to be that like pure coding tutorials did pretty well, and they've all fallen off a cliff because people don't want to sit down and watch 30 minutes on a specific, or even 20 on a specific like code thing when they can just say, hey Claude, implement Laravel logins. Hey, add the remember me. Hey, add 2-factor. And it's like, I don't need to know anymore. So I think that's where we're headed. I think there will be a bifurcation of like pure technical know-how that is going to get commoditized away, and more like taste, vibes, experience, opinions, basically, that is going to remain.
I mean, I think in general that's correct, but I think that's there's some subtleties in there, like mostly about like, I think for like the main line, that's true. Like the bulk, that's true, right? But then I think there's like the edges where it's not true. So like in photography, for example, a lot of the well-known photographers do workshops. So it's like 8 people We fly to Oman, and it costs you $5,000 each.
Cool.
And you get to work with me in Oman on your photography, right? And so you're getting like something a little more special, a little more bespoke, a little more advanced, and like an experience tied up in it, right? So like you're not gonna get that from the AI, right? Okay, great. On the software equivalent to me is something like, and I think this is still a pretty broad market. Again, we come at this sometimes as like we are building a side project. We are building a little thing for us. I think that though, if you work in a big company and they say, hey, we need two-factor authentication, I don't think, hey, Claude slapped this together is sufficient. And I don't, right? Like I think people don't want to get fired because it wasn't sufficient and they got fired because somebody got through there in 2 seconds, right? So I think there's like this advanced training and probably in combination with AI of like, yeah, we all know you're gonna have AI write the first pass at this, but here's the real high level weird things that like AI is trained on a bunch of blog posts of like people building basic websites, and it didn't think about in a two-factor auth, this and that and the other thing, and the weird skeezy hacks and workarounds that you as the human need to be aware of and checking for and all that stuff. And how you're cross-checking your AI generated code to make sure this thing and that thing. So that's why I think there are some opportunities there still of like, yeah, I don't want to get fired because Claude did this for me and it sucked in some subtle but important way. So there's something there.
I think that is true. I think that's true and accurate. I think I think that's specialized, and I don't know what delivery mechanism or format that comes in. It's not YouTube videos. I know that much. Because nobody's going to make a YouTube video on advanced 2FA if they get 100 views. That the incentives are just not there. So maybe the desire and the need sticks around, but I don't know who fulfills it and by what means.
Well, it's more of an enterprise.
But
thing.
I agree. I
it's
agree
more
with
like,
you.
Right? It's not YouTube.
Right.
It's we have this course. It's $5,000 because it's like all the advanced stuff that AI screws up all the time that you don't want to screw up. You want all your devs to use AI, but you don't want to be exposed to all these screw ups, and we're going to teach you how to avoid the pain points of AI. And you're paying $200 a month across 50 developers for them to have Claude Max. So what's $5,000? It's nothing. Like you should buy this thing for $5,000. So
yeah. I think we're both saying the future of at least online education gets a lot tougher.
Probably.
I don't think education is dead, but I think the low-hanging fruit is long gone.
I just show up and here's how Laravel works. That stuff is toast. Like you need to be more specialized, more niche. You need to have probably a stronger, compelling case.
More interesting, more funny.
Whatever, some angle on it.
Creative, something. But like, hey, I read the docs and discovered this.
Which to me then implies like not so much on the funny, entertaining end, but more on the like nuts and bolts. You're going to pay a lot of money for this because you want to make sure this is secure and this is serious business, right? Serious business trademark. You're going to pay me a lot of money, but now your devs are going to make sure you all don't get fired by doing something stupid with AI, and that's what we're doing.
Yes, I think that is true for the enterprise stuff. I think for the YouTube
stuff's kind of weird.
What I was saying, that's what I was talking about.
Spot.
Like, you just gotta do projects and do fun and interesting things instead of just hoping that you can be a good educator. Yeah, I think that's
you got to be more Primogen in that sense. Not that you have to actually copy him, but
in that sense, not in the yelling sense.
All right. 2 more. What soft skills do you value most in developers? What's the best way to develop those skills?
In 2026 or just generally? What do we value?
Let's you want to do general? Okay, we do general.
We can do a 2026 spin.
They're kind of the same, actually.
I'm just making it up because I'm not really in the place to hire developers, so take that with a grain of salt. I think in 2026, the soft skills that developers need are going to be more like self-starter, generalist, good communicators, which has kind of always been true. Like that's always been the case. But I think the days of, at least out in the regular marketplace, you could probably still find a place in Google to squirrel away and just like be hardcore. But I think out in the regular world, it's going to be more like we talked about with AI, you got to move up the stack a little bit. And so that means more communicating with stakeholders, which could be your boss, could be customers, planning projects, thinking product instead of just development. I think that's probably what the marketplace would value.
exactly right. That's always the kind of developers I always like to hire because as a small company, you kind of want those things in somebody because they are going to deal with customers and they're not just going to be off managing one class somewhere. Yeah, I think you nailed it. All that stuff, especially like, yeah, the product, thinking more businessy, because that's what now you can think at that little higher plane. And yeah, you're going to need to do that. So, okay. Are we going to have an Internet of Things moment for AI? Everything and anything will need AI.
I don't
Ooh,
think so.
interesting.
I think we're gonna have. Well, maybe
Yeah.
I'll explain. I think everything will need to be interoperable or maybe operable via
Yeah.
AI. So taking the IoT as one example, I think like HomeKit or
Right.
Zigbee or whatever all those weird standards are. I think all of that will need to be discoverable and controllable via AI. I think Maxis would say MCP servers. I think personally, I would say good command lines and APIs for all of that. But then, like you did with Obsidian, you just let the Claude rip on
Yeah.
your HomeKit setup, and then it finally
Right.
works. Like you don't have to spend all weekend futzing with it because you can't turn the
Yeah.
lights on. So I think that moment is here and coming, but I don't think everyone is going to bake their own AI solutions. And at least I hope not. I think that's a bad plan. I think the big the big models will remain big and everyone else will learn to expose hooks to interact.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I think there's this whole thing that like people have totally forgotten, which is that AI and like machine learning has already been around for like 20 years and people are using it for stuff. And like that your Nest thermostat knows when to turn your temperature up and down.
It's always wrong, but it knows.
And ostensibly.
It's like, oh, you walked past this once at 2 a.m, so that means I should.
Terrible. I just have it locked. I don't actually use learning stuff at all.
I have it locked.
Stuff like that. There still is like specialized learning. Your Netflix algorithm is AI, right? Like it's not an LLM, but it's AI. So like, like there's all that stuff in the mix of like some of these specialty cases. But yeah, I think most things are going to have some kind of AI story, whether it's just you can access the data and let AI do its thing, or you have something more integrated. But I think we are at the moment. I think people have spent way too much money for it to not be the moment. I think the moment is now.
I think that is correct. I think everything. I think most software things moving forward will at least have an eye towards AI interoperability.
I got a present from my son. It's a little Serenity Now button.
What does that? No way! Serenity Now.
I got my tube
gold.
guy. I got my Serenity Now button.
You got your Serenity
all my
Now
gizmos
button?
and gadgets here, ready to go.
You know what I got for Christmas? I got a Theragun.
I got something like that. Okay,
replacement. I had a Theragun for many years and it was fantastic. And then the battery, of course, gave out. This was like, I've had it for 5 years. And I was very sad about it. And I didn't think, oh, I should get a new Theragun. But Jennifer, that's what she got me for Christmas. I opened it and I was like, oh, Theragun replacement. And it's awesome. I missed the Theragun.
Very
so
cool.
much.
Very nice.
And of course,
new
pair of
Nikes.
Nikes.
So those are nice. I like those. Very nice.
Look at that. A little minimal. It's got a little iridescent, a
if
little
you're out there in the
shine,
nighttime, they can see you.
Yeah, they're white and gray. Love these. These are some Airspan 2s. These are my favorite. These are my favorite model of Nikes ever.
So
Airspan
I'm a
2s.
huge Stan Smith guy. I always wear Stan Smiths. I like the Stan Smiths. And for the last literally 5 months, you can't get Stan Smiths in any size above an 8.
Really?
And I don't understand why. I'm gonna go look right now. Where are they? Oh, you could get them in the $300 pair of some Japanese guy's leather version or whatever.
Yep.
But if you just want regular Stan Smiths in one of the regular colors, you still can't do it. Nothing above a size 8 right now. Why?
Yeah,
it's
these came from a I think it's a reseller. I think it's called Flight Club because you can't get these on Nike.com. But the Airspan 2s, let me just tell you, the Airspan 2s are great because there's no bubble. I'm not trying to dunk.
There's a bubble
I don't
inside
want a
though,
I have a few. I don't know. I don't care. I have a few that have the visible bubble. So I'm not adamantly opposed, but it's not my favorite to have the visible bubble. I'm not running a race or doing something crazy over here. Airspan 2s are the right chunkiness for my body type. I'm not blessed with thin bird legs and a thin frame. I'm a formidable young man. And so if I wear like low top Vans, I look like big guy in little shoes.
Interesting.
And so I have to wear something with a little bit of heft to like balance out my proportions. And Airspan 2s come in great colors, and they have the perfect amount of weight to match my body type, and they're not hiking shoes. I don't want to put on like Gore-Tex to walk around. So Airspan 2s, it's been my go-to for
I've never
many,
seen
many
these,
years.
and they do come in many colors.
Many, and some are terribly expensive.
I'm on goat.com, which is a fucking great domain, goat.com. And apparently they are a shoe seller, and they have lots of colors, and some of them are quite expensive.
Yep.
$475. Hold on. You don't have the ones with the little pink. They look exactly like yours, but pink in like 2 spots.
You know what? I have those.
You should sell them.
And no, they're beat to hell. I bought those new off of Nike.com for like $85. And those are like those are the ones that I have like a graduation of shoes. And so like they'll rotate out of daily wear into work wear. And they've been rotated down into like yard work wear. And as I was looking for Christmas, like which ones I wanted for Christmas, I went to some of these reseller sites and I was like, hang on, those are the Airspans. Those are like my bottom of the barrel. Like it's raining outside. Let me put some shoes on. And those are like $500.
Just sell your junky ones. They're probably worth $225 or something. Are they actually
the
ripped?
boat on that one? No, they're like,
they're
but they have like those are the ones I built the shed quarters in. So they've got like stain on, like wall stain on them.
$225. Put them up there.
I mean, I could probably sell them as high fashion for $1,000 because they're like, they're worn. So I don't know, but yeah, I saw that. Was shocked that the ones that I bought for like $85 5 years ago were $500. I love this whole
sneaker underworld. I wish I was into this. I'm not into it, but I want to be into it.
Yeah, I'm not a proper sneakerhead. Like I don't display them. I don't know like what's hot and what's not. I just know that the Airspan 2s are awesome and they're hard to find. So these were like $90 or whatever.
I don't know. I think you should sell those and report back.
No, I'm just gonna wear them as like an icon.
True. You gotta wear it. Yeah, you gotta re-up them back into rotation now because they're cool.
I do. Actually, probably should take them to a cobbler and see if he could clean them up. They do that. Cobblers clean up tennis shoes. Yeah.
If it's not ripped, I think you're golden. You have them cleaned up.
It's not ripped.
I think you should do that.
That's actually
it's actually worth investing in. Right?
Maybe I'll take them to the cobbler.
You pay $70 and the guy fixes them, and now they're worth $500.
I know, but it's unrealized. I'm not going to sell them. So it's
they'll
just
be nice
$70
and shiny.
out.
When you're at Laracon, people will be like, "Whoa, those are $500 shoes, crazy."
Whoa, those are $500 ones? I'm like, maybe for you they are. I was early.
All right. Big show.
What a show. Not many contentious predictions.
We're pretty much on the same page.
Perhaps even barely any predictions at all. But hey, lots of great topics. Lots of great topics.
Thank you to everybody who sent in the questions. That worked out very nicely. We should do this maybe we'll do this again. Maybe an Ask Us Anything. That's what the kids do. We could do an Ask Us Anything at some point, maybe.
I like that.
A few months
that would be fun.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Check out all our sponsors. Get your sponsorships in for next year. It's actually filling up now, so get our sponsorships in. And mostlytechnical.com to find out more. Follow us on all the social media, blah, blah, blah. And we will see you next week. Talk to you later.
See ya.